liquid polymer system. The example is stereolithography, that is SLA. So here initially the raw material will be in the form of a liquid that will be polymerized, or it will be cured, or it will be strengthened by using a laser. Wherever the laser is falling, there the polymer will become hard, it will become a solid. So laser will be moving in the XY plane, the entire plane it is moving. The position is controlled by using a XY mirror. You are having a mirror, it can rotate in all the 360-degree direction so that it can position in this is the X-axis, and perpendicular to the screen will be the Y-axis. This vertical movement will be the Z-axis. Now how does the process start? Initially this platform will be at the top here. The platform will be at the topmost point. Only one layer of liquid polymer will be present on top of it. Then the laser will hit on that particular platform, creating the solid wherever it is required. Once a layer is completed, the platform is going to go into the tank, so that one more layer of liquid is present. Again the laser will be excited. Again it is going to move on the surface of the platform to create solid. Again the platform is going to go down by one layer. So like that, one layer after another layer will be made hardened by using the UV light. Then now in the figure you can see the entire platform has gone into the liquid. Only the topmost point, there the laser is falling and trying to create the component. Initially the platform will be here at the liquid level with one layer thickness. Slowly it is going to go down layer by layer thickness, and you are going to get the component. So what are the advantages and what are the limitations of the stereolithography process? The advantage is you are going to get very accurate components. That is one of the primary advantages of stereolithography. The accuracy achieved is very, very high in among all the additive manufacturing processes. That is advantage. Then it is also a quite a fast process, you can say. A number of components can be produced simultaneously. Accuracy level is very, very high, and the process is very simple. That is also is there. Then what is the disadvantage of this particular process? The main disadvantage is the limitation of material. Only materials which can be hardened in the presence of UV light can be used. So only polymers which are having activation by using light can be used. No other material can be used in this particular process. That is the primary disadvantage of this particular process. That is a stereolithography. Next one is the discrete particle system. So here we are having the selective laser sintering, SLS. So here you are having two tanks, tank A and tank B. This is the fabrication piston, means this is where you are creating the component. This is the powder delivery piston, which means in this particular area you are having the initial powder. Then you are having the roller, you can also call it as a spreading roller. You are having the laser, and this is a scanner. It is going to ensure that the laser is moving in the XY plane. X is like this, Y is perpendicular to the screen. This will be the Z axis, vertical direction. Initially, this particular piston will be at the top here. It will be at the top. Then the piston is going to move down by one layer thickness. This piston will be at the bottommost position. It will move up. Some powder is going to be coming above this particular surface. The roller is going to move in this direction so that it is depositing the powder in this particular area for one layer thickness. Then the laser is actuated. The laser is falling on this particular powder. There are two cases. One case is you are having the powder which is melted completely. In another case, you are having a binder which is added to the powder. Only that binder will get melted and it is going to fuse together to create the component. So there are two methods possible. So in selective laser sintering, there is not complete melting takes place, only partial melting takes place, and the powder particles are going to get joined together. So once the laser is traversing on the surface for one layer thickness, the fabrication platform is going to move downwards. That is important to remember. This piston is going to move upwards. When this piston is going to move upward, some powder will be present on top of this layer. Again, the roller will be pushing the powder forward. It is depositing the powder in this particular area. Then again the laser is fired. Again you are creating one more layer. Now in this case, if you see, this region will be the overhanging. In normal circumstances, if you are trying to create whatever material is present here, it will simply fall down. But in case of the discrete particle system, that is a selective laser sintering process, you are having powder here. Since the powder is there here, whatever you are creating on the top, it is naturally supported by the powder itself, so you don't require any supports. If you are trying to create it using the earlier method, that is the stereolithography process, if you are trying to create it, you are trying to create a solid here, there is liquid here in the below, so it will simply fall down into the tank. So it is not possible to create the overhanging without any creation of support. So you may have to create some support structures, then only you can create all these complex shapes. So as the build process or the manufacturing continues, the fabrication piston is going to move one layer down. The powder delivery piston will be moving one layer upward. The roller is going to transfer the powder from here into this particular tank evenly. The laser will be falling and you are creating the component. So in selective laser sintering, you have to remember, there is no complete fusion of the particles. There will be some material called as binding element. Only that binding element is going to be melted and it is going to adhere to another particle and it is trying to form a solid. But you are having a process called as direct metal laser sintering or direct energy deposition. So these two are the two commercial names. In both of these things, the powder will be completely melted and it will be fused together. In case of the direct energy deposition or direct metal laser sintering process, the metal itself, metal powder will be melted and it will be joining together. In selective laser sintering, it may happen or it may not happen. We cannot say with conformity. But the particles will be bonded together because of the heat of the laser and you are going to get a solid component. So what is the advantage and what is the disadvantage here? Since you are having powder particles, maybe at the boundary of the component, some of the powder may not be properly melted. So you will be having powder particles which are sticking to the surface of the component. So you will be having a very, very uneven surface, or we can say very rough surface is possible. That is one of the primary disadvantage of this one. The advantage here is you don't require any supporting material here. Whatever the powder is present here, that itself will act like the support material or the layer which is present above it. So you do not create any additional supporting structures. So thereby support material removal activity is not there. But the surface finish will be very, very poor. You may have to do a lot of grinding or lot of polishing or other activities to improve the surface finish of the component produced by using the selective laser sintering process. So this is a layer by layer manufacturing. So this is a loose powder here. This is the powder which is melted or which is fused together. For this particular layer, whatever material is present below it, that itself will be acting like the support. So you can go layer by layer and you are going to manufacture the entire component. So advantage is no supports are required in the selective laser sintering. That is one of the primary advantage. The primary disadvantage is you are going to get the rough surface. Now there is another method in case of discrete particle system that is called as binder jetting process. That is called as a binder jetting process. Instead of the laser, you will be having a printing nozzle. That nozzle will deposit droplets of binder. Binder means something like a gum. The setup will be same. You will be having the fabrication piston. You will be having the powder delivery piston. Instead of the laser which is falling here, you will be having droplets of gum or adhesive or binding agent will be falling on the top of the powder. So this gum will hold together the two powder particles together. So after the component is produced, you will be having a solid part which is held together by the binding agent or the adhesive, and you are having a solid component. Now that component will not be having lot of strength. That component will not be having lot of strength. We have to perform something called as sintering to improve the strength of that particular part. So selective laser sintering means you are thermally fusing the different particles. In the binder jetting process, you are using the binding agent, that is adhesive, to join or to hold together two separate powder particles to create the solid component. So that is about the discrete particle system.